Bienvenido, welcome Sam. Vamos a platicar sobre Anglia Ruskin University. Please, welcome.
Yes, hello. Yeah, thank you very much. Unfortunately, my Spanish is not as good as yours, so I'll have to stick to English, unfortunately. But I'll try to speak slowly so everyone can understand. I'm just going to share my screen with my PowerPoint, so you can all see a bit more about the university, and I can go through the slides. So I'll share these with you after as well, so you all have a copy. So mine, I don't know if you can just confirm that you can see the slides, but I'm sure you can. My name is Sam Poulton, and I'm the International Manager at Anglia Ruskin University. Now, we're a university based in Cambridge, and hopefully you've all heard of the UK and you've all heard of Cambridge, so it's a fairly easy thing for me to describe, but it's a beautiful place, and you know, it's a really lovely place to study, so I hope that you are interested in studying in the UK. So first of all, I always like to talk about our rankings. So we're ranked in the top 350 universities in the world, and also in the top 40 universities in the UK. Now, we've been in this ranking for the last 5 years, so it's really important that you go to a university that is highly ranked and has a lot of prestige, because that's going to reflect on your degree when you go to look for a job after you graduate. And something we really encourage you to do is really think about employability, think about what you want to do after you've finished your course. And particularly because you're interested in business or management courses, I think, you know, employability is a big factor when you make your decision where you want to study at university. So I mentioned the location before, but we're based in 2 places. The first is Cambridge, which hopefully you have all heard of. It's about 50 minutes by train to central London, but it's quite a nice city on its own. It's got lots of history, art galleries, museums. It's a very beautiful place where people ride their bicycles, lie out on the parks in the summer, when we do get the summer, which isn't for very long, unfortunately, in the UK. We also have a campus in Chelmsford. Now, Chelmsford is a bit closer to London. It's about 35 minutes to London Liverpool Street. Now, the reason that's important is because for all of you budding finance or stockbrokers or investment people who are working in investments, this is going to be really important to you, because London Liverpool Street is very close to the financial capital, the city district where all the banks and investment arms are based. So it's really important that you can access that for work experience, and something that I'll talk about a lot more later as well. In terms of business and law, we're very fortunate to have courses in a number of different areas. So if your interest is in marketing, business administration, tourism, big data analytics, so one of the courses that we're focusing on now is fintech, so things like cryptocurrency, and obviously online payments and things, which is really becoming a big factor, and you'll see a lot in South America and other countries where things like Bitcoin are becoming very popular and growing in their interest. So you'll really see a big influx in jobs and work opportunities in that area. We also have economics, finance and accounting. So really any area that you're interested in business, we do have an area of subjects or a course in that field. So if you have any questions at the end, I'd be happy to answer them. Studying in the UK, you do have 3-year undergraduate courses and 1-year postgraduate, but we do offer the option for a 1-year or 10-week work placement. Now, how that would work is at undergraduate, you would take a year between your 2nd and 3rd year, where you would do a placement year. You would go to work for a company, you get some experience of working in London or Cambridge or somewhere in the UK or even in Europe. You would then take that experience into your final year. It will really help you do very well in your last year of your degree. And then obviously when you go out to look for work, having that 1-year work experience will really be beneficial. It will look good on your resume, and you'll be able to find work, if not be asked by your previous company to come back and work for them as well. So we find students really encourage future students to do a work experience, and something that I would definitely recommend. We also have some amazing facilities, including the Bloomberg Lab. So I mentioned for those finance students or investment, it's a really great facility, very similar to what you would use in industry if you worked in the financial district in terms of investment. And we also use it for a lot of other students as well, students doing business programs or management. It's a really important facility. We have mock courtrooms for law students. We have lots of, we have a ball ring classroom. So rather than the lecturer being at the front of the class, you have a circular room where all the students are around the lecturer, and it's really much more interactive and a better way to learn. And obviously when you're doing presentations as well, it's really important to help you understand how you'll present in future business situations. We also have an entrepreneurial competition, which is called the Big Pitch, where we invest up to £10,000 in a company of one of our students. And we also do a lot to support you if you're looking to start up a company, either in the UK or at home. So if you do have an interest in being an entrepreneur, we definitely can help you in that area as well. We also have accreditation. So you'll see a number of different accreditations in the UK: ACCA, SIPS, CIS, CMI, CIPD, and obviously ABTA accreditation for tourism as well. So it's really important to look for accreditation for your degree programs. Again, it adds that bit of quality, it adds that extra bit of accreditation that you need when you're looking for work. You can say that I've been working towards a professional qualification as well. We also are an award-winning business and law school. We are very focused on employability. So we're top 10 in the UK for the employability of our graduates, and also top 10 in the UK for international employability as well. So for our international students, we're really focused on helping you find work, whether that be in the UK or abroad or back home. We will do everything we can to support you in looking for work. And everything you do in your course, whether that be live briefs where you work with live companies on live projects, whether you have employability activities throughout your course as well. And we also have an enhanced induction program. So we really encourage you to get as much experience at the start of your course as possible. We really want you to succeed, and we do all we can to help you achieve good grades on your course. We're also very innovative in how we teach. So we have a professional development program, which you can see on screen. Now, this is a skills-based activity, and we do a lot to improve and enhance your CV by giving you additional skills, which will be transferable, whether that's negotiation skills, mooting, student leadership, Microsoft Office, which is, very simple to think about, having office skills in Microsoft Office, but very valuable when you go out to work. So all of these extra skills that you can do, extra classes, will form a major part of what you'll want to do when you study with us. And this is an additional 15 credit module as well, so it forms part of your course. Now, I mentioned about employability. So for employment, for graduate employability and further study, we're in the top 5 in the UK. So we're top 10 for graduate employability overall. So we really are focused on getting you a job, whether that be on placement or an internship, or whether that be part-time during your course as well. So how our programs are set up is we give you plenty of opportunities to work part-time, and you can work part-time up to 20 hours per week. And we have a company called ARU Temps, and they pay £9.30 an hour for students to work on campus or in local companies. And we do a lot to support you looking for part-time work. And that can be really important when you're looking to pay rent and the expenses of living in the UK. So if you are able to balance a bit of work with your studies, that can be really valuable. I mentioned before about entrepreneurship. You can also see the types of companies that we work with in the UK, companies like the BBC, Arm, Sony. And I think that's really important if you're looking for work, is that we have these careers fairs where we encourage companies onto campus and will help you look for jobs in the local area. Now, I mentioned about placements, and this is something that I really encourage you to do. I did a placement myself when I studied at university, and it really helped me in my final year of my degree, particularly because you have to wake up at at least 8 o'clock in the morning to be in for 9. You have to sort of work a full day every day, and it really commits you to sticking to that work ethic. And then you continue that throughout your university course as well. But it's also a great way to earn a bit of money, get some experience on your CV, and obviously that skill development you get from working for a business as well will really be invaluable as well. And having that name, that company name on your CV, saying that you've worked in London or Cambridge will be an amazing experience for you when you look for your graduate role after you've finished your course. Now, Cambridge is a really beautiful city as well. I didn't want to go through this presentation without talking a little bit about Cambridge as a city. It's a really amazing place, lots of students from both Cambridge University and Anglia Ruskin, and it's a really safe place to study as well. So you'll find a lot of students that are really interested in just enjoying the countryside, enjoying going punting, you can see on the river in this picture here. And it's a really nice place to live and study and work. In terms of fees, so I think a lot of students think that the UK is a very expensive place to study, but what you'll find is, particularly because you're studying less years, because you're only doing 3 years at undergraduate and 1 year at postgraduate, in total, the fees are actually lower than what you would pay perhaps in the US or other countries. So I really think it's a great option if you're looking at costs and looking for the benefits. You also want to think about, you're finishing your degree a lot earlier, so you can start your job and your career a lot earlier as well. And that's going to be invaluable when you want to get sort of step up into management roles when you've finished your degree course. We also offer scholarships as well. So we have currently a Mexico scholarship and a South America scholarship of £2,000. That's the minimum that you would get by studying with us. And we also have an early payment discount of £1,000 as well. So your students from your country will be able to get scholarships of up to £3,000 as a minimum if you're able to pay your fees in full. And I think this is really important if you're looking at costs and getting a good degree and making the most out of your study. We also have accommodation on campus. So on the Cambridge campus, we have accommodation, as you can see in the photos there. And then we have a student village in Chelmsford. So Chelmsford is a much bigger campus, but it's a bit further away from the city centre. So you'll find that students have a big community in Chelmsford, whereas in Cambridge, it's a much more vibrant place to be, very close to the city centre, lots more people from around the world living locally, as well as students. So it's a really nice place. I personally work in Cambridge, so I would always recommend Cambridge, but Chelmsford also is an amazing place to live if you're looking to study as a student. Now the prices do range from about £92 to £187. So it's worth having a look at the different options that you have, whether that be en suite, shower, whether you want your own kitchen and bathroom as well. It's really important to look at the options. So we hope to see you soon at Anglia Ruskin University. I've left a little bit of time for questions. I did just want to mention about the graduate visa in the UK, which I'm sure has already been mentioned to you, but it does allow you to get 2 years of work in the UK after you finished your course. So if you did want to stay and work, if you didn't want to do a placement, you wanted to finish your course and start work, you can stay in the UK now for up to 2 years after your course. So that's a really good opportunity if you want to get some work experience overseas. So I'll leave that now and pass back to your lovely host. But if you do have any questions or you have anything you want to follow up on after, please don't hesitate to let me know and I'll be able to help you.
Sam, thank you very much. We love Anglia Ruskin University and the location is amazing. We have some questions here. The first one is, does it mandatory to have a foundation program before starting the bachelor degree?
Yeah, really good question. So very recently, we are now accepting the upper higher secondary qualification, so the Bachelor qualification. You do have to have high grades. So I think we look for a very high level from that qualification. So it does mean that we can accept students directly from high school. So you don't necessarily need a foundation. But again, I would speak to your counsellors at EduLinks, maybe discuss what the best option for you is, because for some students, having a foundation It does really help and gives you that stepping stone for entry into the degree. So it is possible, but again, I would always recommend speaking to your advisors at EduLinks and getting to their experience, and making sure that you're not rushing into a degree program if that's not what's right for you.
The second question is, all degrees are in both campus, or some of them are in Cambridge and the other campus? Yeah,
good question. So the majority of our courses are available on both campuses, but particularly the finance courses, I would recommend studying them in Chelmsford, purely because they have the Bloomberg suite and they're a lot closer to the financial district in London. So if you are interested in sort of finance and economics, I would suggest Chelmsford, but most of our courses are split between the two. So you are able to study in Cambridge or Chelmsford if you're doing things like sort of management or marketing.
And it's possible to have an internship between campus, or?
Yeah, so with the internships, we sort of recommend students look for work wherever they can. So whether that be in Chelmsford or London or Cambridge, you can sort of move location when you do your placement year. Now we don't guarantee, it's an optional placement. So I should say we don't guarantee a placement year. We do give you lots of support with the applications, with the interviews, but we don't guarantee students work experience. So we will guide you and give you lots of help, but there's not a guaranteed placement. So it's something that you'll need to look into yourself.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Sam. Thank you for all. And of course, we're going to have some meetings with you, with some students. We had many students interested in Anglia Ruskin University.
Well, that's always good to hear. So yeah, thanks very much for letting me speak today. And thank you everyone for listening. I hope it was, you were able to understand my accent, and I look forward to speaking to you all again soon, I hope.
Very clear. Thank you very much. Y para todos los que están con nosotros, pues compartirles que es muy importante hacer una cita para poder platicar más sobre los detalles de la carrera que deseen, el destino que ustedes desean estudiar. Incluso en esta cita podemos invitar a nuestros panelistas para que ustedes los conozcan en persona y sobre todo, pues poderles resolver todas estas dudas que nos están llegando y que desgraciadamente no podemos contestarlas todas por el poco tiempo que nos queda entre una presentación y otra. Pero pues les estamos compartiendo nuestro Calendly, nuestro WhatsApp, por ahí nos pueden decir desde qué ciudad nos saludan, o si ya están en contacto con alguno de nuestros consultores educativos. Les recuerdo que tenemos presencia en diferentes ciudades, desde Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Culiacán, Mazatlán, Morelia, Monterrey, Guadalajara, Ciudad de México, varias locaciones, Puebla, hasta Guatemala y próximamente también Querétaro, Durango. Estamos por abrir nuestra oficina en Durango, entonces estamos cada vez más cerca de ustedes, Guatemala, y bueno, pues ahora sí que la tecnología nos ha ayudado para poder enviar y asesorar estudiantes de toda Latinoamérica. Hay una gran variedad de propuestas en cuestiones de becas académicas, entonces hay que sacarle provecho a esos estudios que ustedes han tenido desde toda su primaria, secundaria, preparatoria, que queremos estudiantes sobresalientes en nuestras universidades que aprovechen estas becas y que pongan muy en alto el nombre de nuestro país.